Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. My name is Henry Lawrence, and in this message, we're going to talk about how to level yourself up. If you want to rise into the positive energy, if you want to move out of what you're in, this is the episode for you. And make sure to stay tuned to the very end because we're going to do a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. How do you do it? If you're stuck, if you don't know what to do, you're feeling the pain, you're feeling the loss, you're feeling the sorrow, you're feeling your mind out of order, you're feeling your thoughts against you, you're feeling the weight, the depression, the sadness, the lack of joy, the hurt. How do you shift into something else? Well, the thing is, you have to understand is that you are having an experience in this life. In fact, we call it a life, but it's an experience. You are a powerful being living as you. This body, Henry, as I call myself, that has this, the feet, the legs, the arms, the torso, the head, the brain, the heart. This body is assembled from ingredients on the earth. And when this body dies, it will go back to the earth. Now, our energy, our being, our self identifies as this body. It incarnates in this body. We have the soul that's having this experience with this body. But it is the creator of our experiences. That's what you have to understand is you are the creator of your experience. But you don't just create the experience. You create the vessel that you're experiencing it in. So if you don't know how to level up, start with self. If you don't know how to make it through what you're going through, start with self. There's a powerful saying, and it's that those that don't reflect, project. Meaning if you're not reflecting on ourselves, then we're going to project the struggle points, the hurts, the traumas, the pains into the world. And if you take this third person point of view, if you take your soul, if you take your being out and you look at you and you say, what can I improve on me? What can I bring closer to love on me? What can I bring closer to success, to wealth, to expansion on me? And start there, you will find your path. You will start to level up because the law of attraction says like attracts like. So if you start leveling up the energy of your being, of the vessel that you're incarnated in, that you're having this experience, and if you start leveling that up, you will start attracting higher level frequencies. This, of course, applies to the mind, the heart, the spirit, the body. All of these things operate on patterns of frequency, and when you level them up, they will attract a different version of it. You don't have to look outwardly for the change. If you're lost, don't try to find the path, become the path. If you're blind, meaning you can't see, you can't understand, it's all foggy, you don't know what to do, don't try to look harder, reflect harder. You have the power to create any experience that you desire. That's why you're here. To grow. Time under tension. That's how we grow our muscles in our body. The longer that our body is under tension, the more the muscles grow. The same is with our frequency. It has to be built up to that next level. That's why there's so much resistance in this world. That's why all the resistance is for you. When you do something that's difficult again and again and again, and you realize that you will do the difficult thing when it's not present of what it is that you desire, that you are the thing. So think about going into a dark room. There's no light. It's pure darkness. When you become the light in that darkness and you start to shine, you are the light. But if you go into a room that's full of light, it's completely easy to see, but you are the light as well. Do you know that you're the light? Or are you the reflection of light? That's why we have to go through things that are absent of what we desire and become it so that we can experience it. To know and to not do is to not know. Meaning if you know the thing, but you do not become the thing, you don't truly know it. You might know what $1 million is, but to earn $1 million is a different experience. You might know what physical health is, but to create physical health for yourself is a different experience. You might know what whatever success, whatever experience, whatever thing is, but until you create it for yourself, you don't truly know it. Reflection is always the first step, but it's the hardest step. It is truly difficult to reflect because if it's us that's lost, if it's us that's confused, if it's us that's hurt, that's going to be the perspective at which we start to reflect from. So if you're hurt and then you try to reflect, you're initially going to be seeing hurt because that's how you are. If you're broke and you start to reflect, you're initially going to see things that reinforce why you're broke. But the further you can move away from self and see beyond, the easier it becomes to see the truth. You are the creator of your experience. We all are. I can't control your creation. I might be able to influence it, and there's many influences in this world, but they cannot control you. You can give it the control, but you can take it back at any moment. That's the power within you. Consciousness and understanding is always expanding, just like the universe. It's always expanding. There's no limit to it. There's no final understanding. It's always going. So whatever path you go on is the correct path because it's expansion. So whether you go down the path of what you think you should live your life, whatever success that is, whatever amount of money that is, no matter what kind of experience that is, if you do that or you don't, it's still successful because you had the experience. If you go down a really negative path, it's still successful because expansion has been had. If you go on a positive path, it's still successful because expansion has been had. You see, you get to choose. There is no right or wrong path. There is no supposed to path. There might be desires. There might be expectations of what you came here to do, but you don't have to do those things. So when you fail, you're a success because you're having expansion. When you succeed, you're a success because you're having expansion. Take the pressure off on what you're supposed to do and start paying attention to what you're supposed to be, what you desire to be, a high-level, high-frequency being. So separate from yourself. Give your spirit, your soul, the power to start reflecting and looking at you. Pull it out of you and have it reflect, look at you. Have it watch you through the day. Have it watch you interact with people, places, and things. And don't let it just judge you and bring you down, but definitely don't ignore the truth. We tend to want to reinforce to why things are what they are. So if we're struggling, we want to reinforce the reasons why we're having the struggle. If we're winning, we want to reinforce the reasons that we're winning. You have to remove yourself from that justification and completely go into observation mode. That way, you're not just seeing the reasons why you're struggling that reinforce it. Oh, it's this person's fault. It's this economy. It's the school I went to. Once you can get past seeing those things, because if you can only see those things will become the only power drivers in your life, and you only will reinforce the things that those represent. But when you start seeing, oh, I had power here that I didn't use. I could have said that differently. I could have handled myself differently. I could have studied more. I could have taken more risk. I could have exercised more. I could have ate more in alignment with what it is I desire to be. When you start giving yourself that power to perceive the other things, give them love. Oh, I see that I could have thought differently here. I love that I see that now. I'm so thankful for the experience that I've had, but I'm in true gratitude for now that I see that there can be another way. Don't judge time. Don't judge age, like how long it took you to get there. Only observe and know that your purpose here is only expansion. So what you did prior is just as valid, just as important as what you're going to do now. It all matters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath. And when you breathe in, just feel yourself breathing this air in, but allow your spirit, your soul, to come out and just sit right beside you. The air around you is full of pure love. That's all you can feel. There is no judgment. There is no hate. There is no anger. It's pure love. And as your soul, your higher self, your spirit, whatever you want to call it, is sitting next to you, allow it to look at you with the kindest, most loving eyes. And think of one situation that to you defines why you're in the situation you're in. And with that moment, allow your perception to expand. Don't just see the things that are defining why you're in that place. See the things that you missed. See the opportunities that you didn't take advantage of. See what could have been if you perceived it from its full power. And when we exhale, take that good with you. All right, let's go and take a deep breath in. And out. This life is hard. It's not fair. It's not always going to make sense. That's what makes it such a great proving ground to find belief. As you believe, you receive. You can decide what frequency you want to reside in. You have the power. So let's pick a positive energy. Let's pick a loving energy and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.